Good morning, all. So today we will discuss upon capsules. And today we will mainly focus on the types of capsule, manufacturing of a capsule shell, then the filling process and its evaluation. Okay, so to begin with, capsules are also like a tablet and can be defined as a unit solid dosage forms which contains one or more medical substances or drugs, sometimes accompanied with inert substances, are enclosed within a small shell or a container, and these shell or container generally made up of from gelatin. So depending upon the type of the capsule shell and the content filled inside the capsule, there are two types of capsule possible, that is hard gelatin capsule HGC and soft gelatin capsule, that is SGC. So there are two types of capsule, hard and soft. So first we will discuss upon hard gelatin capsules. So this is a picture. You can see the picture of a hard gelatin capsule. It is having two parts, that is a cap and body. So consisting of a body, that is a base that firmly fit onto the cap. Okay, and the contents are filled inside the body, and the content can be granules, powders, pellets, tablets, etc. Any solid content. So there are a number of advantages for capsules, that is they mask the unpleasant taste, and the action is more because of quicker dissolution and absorption properties, and you can have a combination of drug inside the same capsule, and it is easier to use also, that is easier to swallow compared to tablet. Then the release property can be altered, and the most important one is there are less number of excipients compared with the tablets. So there are a number of disadvantages also. Special powders cannot be filled inside the capsule, that is those having effervescent, deliquescent substances, and also very important factor is that capsule require specific storage conditions of humidity and temperature. Then these are some ideal requirements. You can see they are economical, usually non-toxic, there are no incompatibility between different components, and the contents should not cause any deterioration to the shell itself, gelatin shell itself. Then it may disintegrate faster, and generally contains gelatin, sugar, water, and the shell itself is clear, colorless, or sometimes colored with various dyes, and essentially tasteless. Okay, it has not biological property by itself, and generally gelatin is the main ingredient, and which is obtained generally from the collagen, that is connective tissue of animals, generally derived from skin and bones. So the hard gelatin capsules must keep in environmentally controlled conditions, that is free from excessive humidity and temperature, and it should not absorb many moisture from the atmosphere. Hence, there are some special desiccant materials are commonly employed, like silica gel, clay, and activated charcoal, etc. Now we will discuss the preparation of gelatin capsule shell. So generally they are derived from skin or bones of animals, and based on these how they are manufactured, there are two types of gelatin possible, that is type A and type B. Type A is called acid treated, and it is derived from pork skin, which is having a pH of isoelectric pH of 7 to 9. Then type B, which is bone derived and also called alkali or base treated, and which is having a isoelectric point of 4.7 to 5.6. So this is how it is manufactured, the gelatin solution. That is the initial material for the preparation of a empty capsule. So there are two, the sources are skin and bone. So skin treated means they are acid treated, first washed, along with that you treat it with acid, hydrochloric acid, for 10 to 30 hours. Then the acid is removed, and it is then follows the hot water extraction process, filtered, cooled, and air dried, then milled to the desired size. Similarly, from bone derived gelatin, it is also alkali treated. Lime is treated, there is a 30% of lime is applied for 6 to 12 weeks it takes. Then it is then water washed to remove the lime. Then the pH is adjusted to the pH is then adjusted to 4.7 to 5.4. Again it is hot extracted, filtered, cooled, air dried, and size reduced. So this is after finishing the manufacturing of the empty shell, you have a capsule body and short cap. So how it is manufactured is, shells are produced industrially by mechanical dipping of the pins or pegs of the desired size and shape into temperaturely controlled reservoir of melted gelatin mixture. So that mixture is previously obtained from the steps discussed earlier. Then these are the steps involved in the manufacturing. You have a number of steps like dipping, spinning, drying, stripping, trimming and joining, polishing and printing finally. So this is the illustration. You have dipping initially. So dipping is a pair of stainless steel pins are dipped into the dipping solution simultaneously to form cap and body. Then it is dried by heating to about 50 degrees centigrade. Then spinning, the spins are rotated to distribute gelatin evenly over the pins, and then follows the drying, dried by blast of cool air to form hard shells. The pins are moved through a series of air drying to remove the water. Then stripping means it is a cutting into equal portions, that is cap and body, by using a series of bronze jaw strips. Then trimming, stripped cap and body portions are trimmed to desired length by stationary knives. After trimming the right length, the cap and body portions are joined, that is called joining, and ejected from the machine. After that, there is a polishing step which can be achieved by either by pan polishing or cloth dusting or by simple brushing means. So this is about the various sizes. You have different sizes ranging from 5 to 1, then to 0, 00 and 000 sizes are available. Please note down the capacity. So the largest size being the 000 and 00, which are not used for human purposes, and the smallest size is capsule size 5, which is having a volume of 100 milligram can be filled inside. So please go through the various capacities. Then also gelatin may contain ingredients like diluents and fillers, disintegrants, lubricants or glidant, or sometimes may also contain surfactant like sodium lauryl sulfide, then some desiccant materials as previously discussed. So this is the preparation. So this is a generally preparation for tetracycline capsule. The various ingredient you can note, that is lactose is used as filler, magnesium stearate as lubricant, and titanium dioxide is the opacifying agent, and permitted colors and flavors are also used. So these are the various content inside the capsule. Now the filling procedure, you have various methods of procedures going on. Simply you have hand operated machines, semi-automatic and automatic versions. So this is a hand operated machine used for filling, semi-automatic and automatic versions. Automatic versions has higher capacity of filling, right? These are some brands, commonly available brands: Pharmatic, Zanazi, Eli Lilly, etc. Then after polishing, the storage is very important also, since there are a number of ideal properties for the gelatin, that is various properties are also there, like bloom strength or the gelling capacity, that is the formation of gel. Generally the gelling capacity of capsule shell is 50 to 300, and also has viscosity. Ideal the viscosity of the gelatin solution is generally 20 to 70 millipoise, and the melting point also very important parameter. The blue strength or the gelling capacity decreases, the melting point also decreases, and they are non-conducting, non-reacting also. So in order to maintain these all property, the equilibrium moisture content, that is the for the finished capsule, generally between 30 to 60 degrees centigrade, and during the handling and storage the humidity should not be more than 40 to 60%, and the finished capsule shell has a pH of 4.5 to 6.5. All these properties are very ideal for action. So now the evaluation test, similarly like tablets, the evaluation test generally performed for capsules include weight variation test, content uniformity test, dissolution test, which is either performed in basket or paddle, and generally the dissolution time should be more than 30 minutes to give 90% bioavailability. Then disintegration test is done in basket rack assembly, and the disintegration time for a capsule should not be more than 30 minutes. Generally it is between 50 to 30. Okay, then weight variation, so all the limits are there.